of cerebral spinal fluid, flow of cerebral spinal fluid, subluxations, like what I was talking about, missing patterns in the spinal column, Shushmana, Ida Pingala, breath, diaphragm breath, everything. It reminds me of those, have you seen those wristwatches that are like wide open and you can see the moving parts inside? You know, wristwatches are very sophisticated and very much alike the human instrument. Two people, very, very special people in the world, are like wristwatch fanatics. One, Yogi Bhajan. The other, our good friend the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama is so into wristwatches that he repairs his own, because it reminds him of how the gears of humanity work. So this system operating exactly like a wristwatch in that precision nature, remember when before the electronic watches, the number of jewels that you had in a watch was very special? And that's because the jewel was very slippery and it wouldn't wear out. So unlike a metal pivot point, if it was an emerald or a ruby that was the pivot point, that something was moving on, it was very slippery and it wouldn't wear out because it was highly polished. And that's the same way in your body. The pivot point of your two major pivot points of your body, your pelvic bowl and your shoulder angle. And the relationship between the pelvic bowl and the shoulder angle is like the relationship between the sails of a ship. Right? And your ship has multiple sails. Sometimes you want to have an angle that is variable between them. But if you want to have a clean breath, you want to be able to sit. And that's why when you sit with the spine straight. Because if you sit like this, the pelvic is shifted. And so the spine's straight. And the spine's never straight.